now is what photographers call the magic hour. I've just spotted another great shot. Going to try and put together a series of stitched images. I'm hoping for a really exciting shot. That's exactly what we want. I've got two lights set up and we've got this lovely wooden line. The exposure range is just too great. Hi, I'm Karl Taylor and welcome to another one of our tips videos. This week I want to talk to you about flash guns, strobes. A lot of people are into strobist techniques where you can use flashes independently from the camera, remotely from the camera. So if you don't know much about this, I'm going to show you a little bit about some of the techniques that you can apply for this type of photography. Basically, by using flash guns independently of the camera, you can add light onto your subject and model from different angles, and you can get creative by using fill-in flash in the day, and all sorts of great lighting techniques can be used with this. The more flash guns you have, then the more stuff you can come up with and the more power you've got. You may have noticed in some of our programs we've used the professional Elinchrom Ranger Pack system because it's more powerful output and it runs off of a battery pack. There are ways of improving the power output of these by actually combining more than one flash gun into your light modifier. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that. Now, the first thing you need to know about these guns is that you don't necessarily have to have the flash gun that is made by your camera manufacturer. In fact, these are independent brand ones. All I'm looking for with these type of independent guns is a high flash output, a high guide number. This is a guide number of 60, and I'm looking for full manual control so that I can control the flash gun power from full power down to 128th power in increments of a third of a stop or half a stop. These guns have got that. These are the Nissin DI866s. And you also need to be able to trigger the guns. They need to be able to trigger remotely. And to do that, you need some sort of transmitter and receiver system. This is the Elinchrom Universal Skyport system. And these plug into the flash guns so that when the camera fires and the transmitter sends a signal to the receivers, the flashes will fire at the right time. Now, how do you position these flash guns? How do you fix them? Well, if you look at this, I've got a Lasterlight flash head bracket here, and I can basically attach the flash gun onto this bracket. I've got to put that in the right way and undo that a little bit, and I'll be able to slide the flash into the bracket like so. Now, this particular bracket is designed to hold 3 flashes if necessary, so you can actually have 1, 2, 3 so that you can maximize the power output of your light and use lots more flashes if necessary. Now, let me show you a little bit of a problem I found with this particular setup. You'll also need some lighting stands. Basically, these are standard studio lighting stands that hold normal studio lights, but they also hold these type of brackets and systems. And now I've got my flashes securely on there. And then I need some sort of light modifier. Obviously, you can fire the flashes directly at your subject or at your model, but it's always nice if you can modify the light, change the shape of the light or diffuse it. I like these silver brollies on location. I think you get a nice sparkly light, especially when you're doing fill-in flash or using flash in the daytime for fashion type shoots in the daytime. Now, this system allows me to put the brolly into the flash bracket and lock it into position. However, I don't find this works very well, and the reason is that when you fire the flash into this, you'll notice, you may have noticed, I'm not sure if it'll pick it up on the camera, but the flash beam was very concentrated to that one area there, and that's not really good, because what I'm looking for is to get my light right into the middle so that you get the full parabolic effect of that light bouncing or echoing out of that umbrella out of that silver brolly evenly, and it's not really going to do it on there with this type of setup. Now you may be able to get a bracket that allows you to angle the flashes more independently, but I haven't found one that I like working with, so I use a different technique. And what I do is I get a second lighting stand, and I use this second lighting stand for my brolly. And I basically attach my brolly into there, and I've got independent control of the brolly, which will allow me to position my brolly and angle my brolly. I can tilt the angle of the head of the brolly there. I can raise it up and down on the stand. And now I can control the direction of my flash guns as well. But again, I do something slightly differently. I just lower that down here. I prefer to take the two flash guns and put the flash output part there where the beam of light is going to come out very close together so that they're very concentrated in one space. And I do that quite simply by just initially taking an elastic band just to hold them temporarily into position like that. Then some duct tape or electrical tape, and I just get that positioned around the flash, and then I can get those held in fairly securely by just taping the two flash guns together, like so. That should do it. And then I've got a very much more directional beam of light where I want it coming out of both flash guns. Then I'll need to attach my triggers, and if I just find the sync sockets on these, you can see the sync socket on the side, so I'm just going to plug that sync socket in there and just let that hang down there. And then I need to do the same on the other flash gun, and I'm just going to put that one into there. And now I've got more control with my flash guns and where that beam of light is going to be directed. So basically I can angle this independently, get it firing right into the center of my brolly. And let me just make sure that's on. I've got both flash guns set at 1/4 power, but obviously I could have those both at full power, and by having two guns together, I'm getting double the power. So I'm starting to get my flash output power close to the professional systems. Now, as I said, more importantly, it's about that beam of light and making sure I get the full effect of that brolly. And now with my trigger, I fire that into there, and wow, I'm lighting up the whole of that umbrella, making the most of that full impact of that light bouncing out of that brolly for maximum effect. And that also applies if you want to fire it into a white brolly or through a white brolly. So it's important to be able to control the distance of the flash from the brolly, or also the angle of spread into that brolly. And by doubling those flashes up, you're also controlling or getting more power out of the lighting that you're using on location. Now, if you can afford it and you've got enough flash guns or any old flash guns, remember you can also buy second-hand flash guns, because at the end of the day, the thing that I'm only concerned with is a flash gun that's got a sync port and has got manual control. At the end of the day, it's just light coming out of things, and you just need that light. So if you can pick up loads of cheap second-hand flash guns, then you can use them for this system if it's got a sync port. Now, we've got some great tutorials on our website that you can check out at karltaylorphotography.com. That's Karl with a K, and in our forthcoming Advanced Digital Photography 2 DVD, we've got a great fashion shoot on location where we demonstrate this exact technique of using strobes. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon. Right now is what photographers call the magic hour. I've just spotted another great shot. Going to try and put together a series of stitched images. I'm hoping for a really exciting shot. That's exactly what we want. I've got two lights set up, and we've got these lovely wooden lines. The exposure range is just too great.